This is Wandering Universe. Today, I'm going to be exploring a device that was invented way before digital computers and the internet became the new norm. So, let's go exploring. Hello, welcome to Earth. We come in peace. Yes, well actually, I am. I'm not here to have an argument or to debate about anything else other than what's in Earth. So, let's get to it, shall we? Where are we going to go today? Okay, I'm going to spin this lovely ball around. Nope, we're not going to Africa or Egypt again. Don't worry, I'll get back to it in another video. But we're going to go somewhere else today. Where are we going? Well, we're going somewhere in Europe, but as we go in, so let's go in, let's take a look. Where are we going today? No, we're not going to Saudi Arabia or parts of the Arabian Desert or the Middle East. That'd be for another video. Where we're going today, somewhere very, very interesting. Here we are. This is Europe, as you can see, and this is kind of part of southern Europe next door to Rome. Now, we're going a little bit closer. Now, we're not going to explore the Mediterranean Sea, although it looks very interesting. There must be some ancient sunken relics that are still down there that are either have been discovered, have been explored, have been documented, or still remain unexplained, or they have not been unearthed as yet. There must be, during ancient Greece and ancient Roman times, when they had a very vast empire back then, many ships sailed from Greece and also from Rome and from Turkey and from the Middle East, used the Mediterranean Sea as easy access to cargo their load to sail across to neighbouring countries. Sometimes their voyage was easy peasy. Hey, no problems. Start at sunrise, get there at sunset. No worries. But other times they would get unexpected storms that could happen out of nowhere or at a moment's notice. And from what I've gathered, the information, there's a lot of shipwrecks across the Mediterranean Sea, and I'll just show you, and further out from the Mediterranean Sea past the gates of Gibraltar or the Pillars of Hercules, as you can see right there, and they sailed across to the North Atlantic Ocean. So there were a lot of sailors and explorers that dared to go on a sea voyage to explore the unknown, to actually ask themselves questions to see what's out there. So they were very curious to see how far their voyage can take them across to the other side of the globe. And I do believe there would be, and there could be, some fanatical treasure hunters that would be searching for treasure that is still buried deep beneath the ocean floor. So where we're going today, we're not going to be exploring parts of the Mediterranean Sea, although it looks enticing, but we're not going to go there today. Where we're going to go, we're not going to go to Greece, okay? That's for another day. I know Greece is a fascinating country with incredible architecture in its construct and design, but I'm going to do a video about that later on. So there's many parts of Greece that I'd like to explore one day, and also there's the islands. Yes, I'll just take you in the islands. There's lots of islands there you can go and explore in your own time. Where we're going to go today, before we go, have a look at this. It's sitting on a large landmass beneath Greece, Turkey, and the islands on top of it. The reason why they're islands is because they're sitting under a massive, huge mountain, including along this edge of the underwater landmass and beyond it as well. So, Are we talking about ancient civilizations that go way back? Possibly. But we need to explore those areas in order to get a better understanding and a grasp of who they were back then. There are still a lot of submerged ancient cities and ruins that are yet to be explored, but they're there. I know they are there. You can see. Just have a look for yourself on this map right there. You can see a lot of these path lines and interesting grid lines that look like roads that indicate an ancient civilization. How about that? Okay, so where we're going to go today? We're not going to Crete. We're going to an island right here. Yes. We are going to this tiny dot island in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, Antikythera. That's right. And what was discovered along the coast of this island? Well, you're about to find out. So, in the meantime, you're going to get a view of this lovely island, and it might entice you to actually plan to go on a nice Greek holiday. All right, so I'll go in a little bit closer just so you can see what it looks like. I'll put it here. There you go. Enjoy. Alrighty, now I'm just going to give you a little view just so you can get an idea just up close. There you have it. That's what it looks like. And of course there are other islands, tiny islands. I'm not sure if people live there. Maybe they do. They're probably private islands owned by rich people that live there, and probably this one as well. But according to this one, it looks like people do live there and make a living off the island. So there you have it. We're going to go exploring. Yes, we're going to explore not just this island, but what this island discovered more than 100 years ago. Enjoy. Ancient Greece, the superstar of yesteryear, introduced a world of new technology that gave rise to sophisticated inventions comprised of complex mathematics, stunning engineering, dynamic architecture, art, music, and philosophy. They were the rock stars of tomorrow, the future Joneses always keeping up appearances. A world-dominating power of innovation that brought the barbarian leaders almost to their knees. Ancient Greece was the envy of neighbouring cultures. They made history on a world scale, simplifying everyday tasks that eased the burden of grinding labour. Life was good. Then along came trouble. The barbaric leaders smelt the stench of jealousy that made their skin crawl with envy, and these leaders from Turkey and Macedonia were not happy. Despite having no chance to outcompete Greece's intelligence, they did through physical and psychological brute force. Ancient Greece succumbed to a disruptive and violent end, including their technology that vanished to the Dark Ages. Then, 2,000 years later, submerged in the dark waters of a sunken ruin, concealed a forgotten technology that was en route to Rome, about to make world history. Here's a scenario. A brilliant genius that came along and invented a mechanism that told you the time. A device that can calculate mathematics at a blink of an eye. Just when this wonder kid was about to receive the Nobel Prize for inventiveness, tragedy strikes. Ancient Greece was no more, and the device was entrusted to a dud sailing ship who got lost at sea, never to be seen again. What am I talking about? In the summer of 1900, Captain Demetrios Konatas and a small group of divers from the island of Simi went snorkeling for a Greek delicacy, sponge. Just off the coast of Antikythera Island, one diver did the honours by diving into dark waters whilst ignoring his rumbling stomach. Minding his own business as he went about his normal routine, from the corner of his eye, he spotted something from a distance. He proceeded to swim further to a depth of 150 feet as he came closer to an actual wreck. He was unable to figure out the type of shipwreck as it was rotted beyond recognition. He followed his nose, taking a closer look at the wreckage until something got him gobsmacked. He found a treasure trove of artifacts, horses, and corpses. Dazed and bewildered, he let his wild imagination get the better of him, chanting "it was the end of the world" mantra, feeling the chills up his spine. Although the wreck gave him the creeps, little did he know it was the nitrogen that made his head spin. Leaving the worry behind, he scoured the priceless wreck until he came across a bizarre device of the most unusual kind. It looked to be an eroded gear wheel apparatus. Regrettably, he disregarded the device as worthless trash, collected his prized seafood, and swam to the surface. That is the beginning of a beautiful chapter in the device's story. It's a shame this silly sponge diver couldn't give a toss about it. To him, it was worth nothing. If he had half a brain back then, he would have got a dealer to do a proper evaluation, encouraging him to sell it to the highest bidder. This device would have made him a very rich man. Nevertheless, this precious gem wasn't recovered until the following year. In the following summer of 1901, another small group of divers went for the kill, overheard rumours of a submerged shipwreck. They took a gamble on finding the wreck as they dived to the bottom depths near Antikythera Island in the hopes of hitting the lottery prize. They swept the area for any indication of a shipwreck. As their luck changed, they spotted the derelict wreck. During the early days of ocean exploring, scuba diving wasn't for the hobby enthusiast, as their cumbersome suits weren't made for long periods underwater. Nevertheless, they went all the way to 150 feet until one of the divers recovered this device, along with other rich goodies of marble, coins, glassware, and pottery to take on board. One lucky diver just managed to swim to the surface. As for the others, a dreadful fate awaited them. One died suddenly, and two were paralysed, caused from decompression sickness. Then, in 1902, a Greek archaeologist, Valerios Staios, got his lucky break. He found the intriguing device embedded in a piece of rock. This antiquated device was named after the island and is housed in the National Archaeological Museum in Athens. Don't think for 1 minute this device is cursed. It's not. It's a myth, just like the curse of the Egyptian mummy. It was just bad luck. Back in 1901, it wasn't uncommon for victims of circumstance putting their lives at risk for a small payoff. It's more likely their loved ones would have blamed it for the cause of the diver's unfortunate incident. But thanks to modern research, this device holds no grudges. I'll call it the curious case of the Antikythera device. A timeless piece of history displaying as the darling of technological innovation. Crafted with absolute precision, this device may have held the key to a future in space travel. Here is a video demonstration of its mechanical design. A remarkable piece of machinery. What you saw was a replica. An ancient high-tech computer of algorithmic proportion. Invented way ahead of its time, it worked like a highly advanced calculator, operated like a pattern recognition program, calculating constellations within our galaxy. It's highly unlikely that it was mass-produced, as only the rich few could afford such a contraption. Question is, what was it used for? This device underwent rigorous examination by researchers who tagged it as the world's first analog computer. It consists of 30 gear wheels, dials, scales, rings, even a hand-turned shaft that set the gears in motion. The entire gadget was masterfully created from bronze, crafted by a patient hand. The overall mechanism was concealed in a wooden shoe-sized box, fitted with a bronze handle. This device looks deceptively mechanical, as it doesn't have buttons, a hard drive, or wires that might have lit up the interior. Upon closer examination, researchers learnt it was used to accurately calculate astronomical phenomena, a type of star date calendar system that incorporated celestial navigation. Like a roadmap to the stars, it gave away fascinating insights about the universe, adding our solar system, implying that the Earth spins around the Sun. This device was kept under lock and key for many years, until 1951, it had claimed world media attention. There have been many assumptions based on its usage. Some researchers believe it's a yearly calendar, an ancient Egyptian calendar that corresponded to the seasons, sun and moon eclipse cycles, and forecasting a good harvest. But the way I see it, this gadget doesn't coincide with the Gregorian calendar. Thanks to modern X-ray technology, all differences were put aside the moment it exposed its oxidized private parts. Here is a video peep show. And the verdict? Well, to me, it's a start date calendar with the added features of an astrometric celestial calculator. Sure, back then it was considered to be the most advanced digital computer for its time. Even though we unbeknownst sacrifice our lives to this digital palm computer that controls our destiny through subjugation, the Antikythera computer used a mathematical program designed to free people from the grasp of subjugation by educating them about the universe and how it works. So, who's the brains behind this ingenious contraption? Varied theories have come and gone over the years, as no one got their finger on the identity of the ingenious inventor. Hipparchus was listed as a potential. The famous ancient astronomer may have been the brains behind the invention. He was the founder of trigonometry and postulated that the Earth revolved around the Sun. Whilst ancient Greece paid hegemony to the Roman Empire, a few known rulers vaguely heard of such a device. Marcus Tullius Cicero mentioned it as the sphere of Archimedes. Archimedes himself thought it was some kind of magic box that you can pull a rabbit out of it. It even inspired a poet who lovingly referenced it in the late 4th century. But due to its distinct design function, the probability that it was made by a highly skillful clockmaker with advanced knowledge in astronomical geometric mechanics incorporated celestial dating, navigation, and astronomy timekeeping. For years, researchers have painstakingly tried in vain to pinpoint exactly when it was invented. At the moment, it's hinted at 100 or 200 BC, give or take. And what's the story behind that dud sailing ship? Well, it's been noted as a Roman cargo ship en route to Rome via Turkey. You could say they were Roman pirates carrying stolen booty under the orders of General Sulla. Interestingly, only a third of its original design has been recovered. The rest of its parts is lost to the sea floor and buried under the shipwreck. Its maker's mark derived from the island of Rhodes. Over the years, researchers concluded the sunken shipwreck was en route to Rome via Turkey, most likely a Roman-class cargo ship. There are two possibilities how it met its fate. A violent storm threw it off course, whilst it punctured the bow that sent it sinking off the coast of Antikythera Island. Or they were ambushed by Turkish pirates or Macedonian warships in an attempt to raid its cargo, then ensued a sea battle. Either way, it met its demise. However, what makes this device so compelling? It came with an instruction manual inscribed along the back bronze panel. This user guide was written in Koine, an ancient Greek language, and Babylonian, yet the handwriting derives from two different people. Through incorporated efforts, it was diligently assembled in a workshop or a sole trading business. The fortunate few who encountered such a device were experienced astronomers with a strong interest in studying the universe. Think of it as an astrometrics lab conducted by Seven of Nine in Star Trek Voyager. Tragically, this ingenious device didn't come with a lifetime warranty. It wasn't until the 14th century that mechanical clocks made its appearance in Europe. So, it's been labelled as the world's first analog computer in ancient Greece heyday. Then what happened? Greek society collapsed thanks to top-dog savages hungry for a piece of the action and were envious of high-tech Greece, so they ravaged them to death. After that, we went backwards, again, to the Dark Ages. Innovation advancement was on hiatus for the next 2,000 years. Yes, us humans are frivolous creatures of habit who resist change. We have an insatiable obsession to be part of the collective. Resistance is futile, opting for equal routine as means of efficiency. Foolishly worshipping top dogs' defective beliefs without question. In return, forcing us to halt our curious need to explore the unknown at our own discretion, to boldly go, and don't get me started on the split infinity, where we've never gone before. Space, the new frontier. Let this device be a reminder to us all that technology improves life, not exploit it. In 1974, Derek de Soula Price dedicated his time and energy investigating this device. In 1971, after analysing the X-rayed interior, identified it as an astronomical calendrical device. He wrote a publication about his research, but never fully figured out its true mechanical capacity, as he died in 1983. In 2012, marine archaeologists from Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute, along with the Hellenic Ephorate of Underwater Antiquities, explored the wreck for any other remaining artefacts. To their amazement, they found a massive spread of amphorae and other priceless artefacts. Excavations are still ongoing, revealing more curious heirlooms that may shed light on the Roman ship's cargo capacity. The Antikythera Mechanism was no doubt an ancient high-tech computer for its time that brought forth knowledge about the universe, the Milky Way, and our solar system. Knowledge that was passed down to the fortunate few astronomers fascinated by its intricate design. Sadly, it met its untimely fate, completely erased from history until a few brave divers retrieved it from its decrepit grave. Created by a brilliant clock artisan, with knowledge of the vast cosmos, could have travelled through time, bringing with it a precious piece of technology, who handed down its knowledge to those who desired to explore space. This one-of-a-kind device was never replicated through a factory assembly production, bringing forth the possibility that similar devices may have been lost are yet to be found. Today, researchers are piecing together this work of art that may have assimilated other components such as music, recorded voices, sound, quartz crystals, copper wiring, CPU, optic fibres, and so on that enhanced its functionality. Today, it is a one-hit wonder of ingenuity that never saw the light of day, a victim of circumstance that its chance was tragically stolen, that never got to showcase its high technology that unlocked the secrets to the universe, that would have brought excitement that stimulated our curious minds to journey into a new world of space and beyond. In the next video, I'll be exploring another impressive pyramid located in the Southeast Asia region. That's all for now.